Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Dan.
This is Board Game Rundown. Today we are going to talk about games we played, news, crowdfunding, and a topic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sounds
Yep.
pretty good.
Normal show.
Normal show.
Normal
Yeah,
show.
Nothing different about this show at
Nothing
all.
fun or interesting about this one. See you next week.
Yeah, but make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell.
And while you're at it, go check out our Discord.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
new
yeah.
Discord in
now.
the description. Well, you can talk directly to us now. Ugh.
Yeah, if you don't want to get on the Facebook group, which is fine,
Yep.
but you can
Some
find
people
us
don't.
at the Board Game Rundown on Facebook. Ask to join the group. We will approve it, and we will we could talk there. But also, yes, the Discord. We are just getting started, and we would love to interact. We've been already talking about games we played. People are posting pictures of stuff. It's really nice.
A lot of people don't like Facebook, so you can still join our Facebook and then mute the channel. That way we're still growing, and that's awesome, and it helps us. But you can talk to us in Discord because a lot of people tend to prefer that. Evidently.
Right. Also, thanks again for all the awesome comments on the videos.
You guys are doing great. Robert Silver,
Yeah. Shout out.
Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead,
See?
yeah.
Remembered
Yeah.
it this time.
Potato Legion,
Yeah.
Carrot Army.
Yeah, Beat Team. Yeah, they're all out
They're
there.
all
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good,
yeah.
even if that's just two people.
Yeah.
They're
No.
all out there.
But anyway, so we'll just do the big news, right?
Yeah, the news.
the games we
The
played?
big news?
we're gonna do games we
We're
played
gonna do the
first.
big games we played?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump
The
around.
big- yeah, so news on the big game that we played.
Yeah.
After the show last week, we played Usual Suspects.
Unusual
Suspects.
suspects.
The unusual suspects.
Copyright.
Right.
Start over.
I'm this Kaiser Soze.
Shocking
That's
that
right.
it's a CMON game.
Yo, well, yeah, it's crazy. Never would have thought.
But yeah, you have a grid of cards, and then one player has got a card kind of like code names. It tells you
Right.
who is your suspect.
A little like Guess Who.
And then you are going to, each player is going to take turns. We're going to draw a card, and we're going to ask a question. that
Very
is,
non-PC question.
It's very adult
Typically,
Guess
yes.
Who.
does the suspect smoke?
Yeah.
Right.
And then if Bob
That's
is
a mild
the,
one.
if
Yeah,
Bob's the
that is a
one,
mild.
he will either point to yes or
Yes,
no.
yes or
There's
no.
no
No words.
Yeah, it's
no
like
words,
concept.
Yes or
Yeah.
no.
because
just-
you don't want to give any indication
Clues,
of your
yeah.
Correct.
answer.
Or how you're leaning and thinking of
Right.
one way or
So
another.
you just go.
Right.
And
And,
then-
you shouldn't talk about your thought process as well on your okay, well if during that I don't think Bob would do this and this and this because
Right.
then that gives Bob this meta
No,
knowledge.
you have to
and stuff.
shut up,
Yeah.
Spencer, and let Bob
I didn't
answer.
say names.
Let Bob answer, and then walk through your process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we played that. I have a good time with that game. We played it. We played a couple rounds.
I
of
thought it
it.
was
Yeah.
incredibly fun. It's pretty
fun.
cheap too.
Yeah, yeah,
I
super cheap.
genuinely might pick it up down the road.
Yeah,
I
it's
fun.
a fun kind of family. Well,
I wouldn't
I'm
about
I wouldn't say
family.
family.
gonna go with kids,
Party game.
but it's a good party game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitely slightly more adult.
Someone you don't know, bring them over and learn
Oh, you're
how
gonna learn a
terrible
lot
they are.
about them. You're
Yeah.
gonna learn a lot about them.
Yes.
But yeah, I like it. It's fun.
It's fun.
Other games, all of my
You
other
guys have a
games,
nice long list. Go
all
ahead.
my other games are with everybody else.
Okay, well,
Yeah, mine too.
I had a big thing that I actually started earlier, and I forgot to mention last week that I had played it. But I started in a Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Not exactly
okay.
a board game thing,
Yeah,
but I thought
hey.
I'd bring it up.
Sure.
My sister is DMing for the first time ever.
Oh, very cool.
And so it's like a little family thing to make it really easy on her. And we mainly did this because we somehow tricked my older sister and mom into playing
Nice.
this.
Nice.
So my mom
Wow.
So that's
is
why
a-
you're buying your mom dice later.
Your mom is
exactly.
cool.
Nice.
And so my mom is a rogue, and she's trying to be in character and stuff, and it's
That's
amazing.
funny.
That's
It's
so awesome.
so
I'm
awesome.
trying to imagine my mom in that role, and it does not work.
So yeah, we've done 2 sessions now. It's been a fantastic time. I mean, this is the first time I've played D&D in a decade. I mean,
Sure.
it's been so
Are you
long.
playing like the most
I've
current
played
version?
GURPS a lot, but
Right.
yeah, we're playing
edition?
5e.
Yeah, 5e is like
I
current.
see.
That's
I
the
don't
newest
even
one.
know what the most.
As of
newest one is.
filming, that's
As
right.
of filming, it's the newest.
But yeah, so fantastic time. I'm playing a Dragonborn Warlock, 2 things I've never done before. So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
another
I've
thing
done-
for me. This is
I've
a
done that
brand
one.
new experience for me too
Sure.
and stuff. So yeah, we've had a fantastic time doing the 2 sessions
That's
and
super cool.
just having
Yeah.
fun,
That's
So-
really cool. And I love that your mom's getting into it.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
pretty fun.
She's
So good.
trying really hard. I love it, man.
That's
I mean,
so good.
she came here with us and bought her own set of dice, and she
awesome.
picked out a mini, and it was just this is hilarious. I love it.
I love it. Now when she plays Runes of Zun, she's going to be like, here's my wizard mini.
Exactly.
Put that down. What, you guys didn't bring minis?
I cast this.
Amateurs.
right.
That's so good. Right on. So then,
guys had your-
The rest of mine are all with you guys.
okay.
All right.
Go for it.
Okay. So we had a game night at Spencer's.
Yeah,
And it was-
Equinox.
Yeah, we played Equinox. Really, really
That's
good.
great. I like that game.
We
Yeah,
need to do
it's
a
our
review of it.
second time playing it.
Yes,
yeah.
we'll play it with you, and then we'll do a review of it.
Okay.
Yep. I almost said deduction game. There's some deduction in it, but
Betting.
it's a betting game.
Yeah.
What is this game, guys?
So you've got a row, like basically there's a ton of characters in the box, or magical creatures in the box. You pick like 8 of them, right? You line them all up, and then there's basically
other
like
way.
5 stages that you're gonna have to get through. So on your turn, you're gonna have a hand of cards, and it's gonna be made up of these characters up here, or it might be like a chameleon card, which is a wild, can go anywhere.
sure.
And the cards have a number rating on them from 0 to 10.
Okay.
So as you're playing cards down, if you've got your little bidding stones and you can bid, so you're going to bid first, and then you're going to play a card down. So you could basically play a card underneath your stone. But if somebody already has a stone there, you can't play one there.
Okay.
And if you have a stone on that thing and you have control of
That's
it,
where I was getting to next.
yeah, when you bid, you get a power.
Yeah, they
Right.
all have asymmetric powers.
They all have asymmetric powers. And so you can kind of jockey for control of them by having more influence. So if you bid further down, if I've got 2 stones down here and you're 1 stone up here, my 2 stones have a higher total than yours. Now I have control of that creature. So when I play those creature cards, I
You
get
get the bonus.
Right.
I
The
get the
earlier
bonus.
in the game you bid on something, the higher influence you have. As a matter of fact, at the beginning of the game, everyone has the choice to secretly choose one that they're bidding on at the very beginning. They just put the card face down with a stone on it.
And it's worth the most
And now you can
points.
reveal that at any time and just like steal power from it. Say like, no, I have 5 in that
But then
one.
everybody knows you're trying to get that, because here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They
is
start falling off.
as you're playing cards, right? Once the last card in the row has been played, so each column has a card, the critter with the lowest numerical value showing goes extinct.
Yeah.
And so now if I know Spencer is trying to bid on the mushroom guy, and he's got the mushroom guy and he needs that guy to go, well, we might all try to drive that guy out, right, by playing lower cards. And so there's this real like push your luck thing where you can kind of like, if there's only one spot left to play a card, you could still mess around with the other cards because you can play on top of them higher numbers or lower numbers. So it's not
Right.
just one card per
Right.
spot. You can keep the round going.
Right.
So if the deck runs out, then you have to play shorthanded, and so you're basically playing until you can't play anymore. But yeah, you get down to the very end, and then you get points based on where your bidding stones are on the creatures. Only 3 creatures are going to survive the whole thing. So if they go extinct, you get basically nothing for that. And you only have 5 bidding stones.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you do the blind bet at the beginning, you have 4 for the
You
rest
have
of the game.
4 for the rest of the game.
Although-
so it's real tight.
Although one of the powers does let you rearrange
Sure,
where
but
you've got them.
yeah.
That's
It's really
Can't
tight.
name every power.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
that's-
Yeah. So anyways, so you're trying to bid on the ones that are going to survive the whole way through, this and that. I mean, I have a great time playing this game.
I played it twice now. I loved it. I will say, so a little tactic thing for all you guys playing out there for the first time. I learned this. Don't sit to the right of Tim because he is a madman. His tactics are insane.
Listen.
Tim and I could have fought for first place that game. We would have each had like 13 points or something. It would have been really close. And Tim, just on his turn, I set it up for him. I was like, okay, Tim, end the game now. It's me and you fighting for first. And Tim goes, I think I'll do this. And then they just demolished Tim and I, destroyed us. And I was like, what a madman move. Like, what a risk.
Well, I'd have got one more turn.
It looks like it was to his benefit because he was getting points out of it, and I was nowhere near winning. But you didn't know that the thing I had bid on was one of the ones that was
Right.
getting 5 points
That's
out
what
of
I'm
it.
saying is I don't care what anyone secretly has. I know what the game state is right now and the game.
But it's really fun. There's a lot of good interaction.
It's been a while since I've had a time in a game where I saw Tim do a move and I was just like, what? it was amazing.
Yeah, it was good though. It was really good. It was
Oh,
really good.
I loved it.
It was fun.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Equinox is solid. It's
It has
so,
a really nice playmat out for it that,
Yeah.
that I think helps the game. It
that'd
just
be
kind of
nice, yeah.
lines all the cards up and
Yeah.
everything, and I think
right.
it looks
'Cause
really
otherwise
nice.
you're just laying them down in the rows,
Right,
right?
right,
yeah.
But they could get moved around as people are playing stuff. But yes, the playmat is really good. Lonnie had it at
Yep.
Pat and Julius.
Yep.
So Lonnie, thank you. That playmat was amazing, and he taught Dan and I the first time.
Sure.
So, anyways, Equinox still really good. We will be doing a review soon. Art is great. Blah blah blah. We played Dune House Secrets.
We played Dune House
Yeah.
Secrets.
So we played the prologue. Bob
There will be a
wasn't
review
there.
for it very soon.
Yeah, and Dune House Secrets
For the
did
first
not,
scenario.
did not disappoint.
No.
Oh, let's leave
Yeah.
it at that.
I think we all enjoyed it. We like games like that, and
It's-
we like Dune.
And it's very experiential, right? It's much more of an experience
Story.
than trying to meta the game,
Yeah.
right?
Like a detective or a time story.
Exactly.
It's more of like
You definitely feel the RP storytelling more than anything else,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
agreed. Then we had an insane like hour of
Yeah, it
playing
was like an hour and a
Just
half or
One.
something. It was
Wow.
amazing.
We played-
I'm telling you, every time I play just one, I want it to last like 2 hours because you just lose track of time. It's fantastic.
It was fun.
'Cause, well, we had the craziest thing happen though.
Oh, it was so
the
good.
craziest thing happened. We had
Which one?
We should have. Well,
The main one,
The
but there were
main
good
one.
ones. There was a lot of
Good
good ones.
so it was Spencer picked like number 3.
Yep.
It was accent.
Oh, I love this one.
So we all drew basically an E with the little accent mark over it as our
Tim
thing.
and I drew the exact same. We both drew an E with the exact same accent over it, and like we
and
were
then
just
Caleb
like,
and then Caleb drew an E, but it had the
But
two
he had, like,
dots
the
of
umlaut, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
So we all and we're like, no, screw this. This is too perfect.
So I erased mine because we were just like, we have to show him this. This is amazing. So I erased mine and I just drew an E with a different accent over it. I just
Yeah.
did like the straight line or whatever, right? And so we just turned around 3 E's with different accents over them.
Spencer's face was priceless.
But I got it right
Oh,
away.
yeah,
too.
right.
Well, it was pretty obvious because we cheated and we like. There's no way we're allowed to show you 3 E's, but you know it's hilarious.
It was so
man.
good. It was so funny.
Oh,
that was good.
Tim and I, when we saw we had the exact, because I said, a slight edit, but I said, I'm going to be a jerk. And then Tim said, I'm kind of a jerk too. And then we revealed and we had the same thing and we just like gave the most holly jolly high five to
was
each
so
other. It was like Santa Claus and Rudolph just like, yeah. It was so stupid.
At first, when I saw the E, and then there were things about it, I thought it was like doing some math equation or something. I'm like, they don't know math like that. What?
Also true.
That's like when we both spelled wild with a Y.
Yeah.
That was funny. That's a
Oh,
great
man.
game.
Yeah,
Just one.
it's
Man.
so
So
good.
again, obviously we had plenty of other great moments, but that was like the stand up.
That was-
I don't know
that was
how
We
that's going to get
peaked.
beat.
We were pretty much like 10 minutes after that. It's like, all right, well,
Yeah,
it's not
I
gonna
was
get any
next, and
better.
I said, I don't want to go. Let's just end it with that.
It's not going to get any better than that.
Nice.
Then today, before filming, what?
Friday, I did play one game on Friday.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, Ben came over and we played the next Descent, Legends of the Dark.
Oh, now you finished your first
Yep,
scenario.
we have finished the
Oh, that's
first
only the
scenario, and we're on to our second scenario.
Okay.
Because like you get to do some
Yes.
choices.
Does it hold up?
What?
Does it hold up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was really good. And one of the things I really want to point out about this game that I thought was amazing is the line of sight thing on the app. Like I talked about it in our review. But like if because a lot of games are like, oh, can I see that guy? Can I see this guy? You just go to the little setting things and you push line of sight. It says, okay, pick a square anywhere on the map, and then it highlights all the spaces that you have line of sight on.
Yep.
That is
Amazing.
Amazing.
Also, we have a
Fantastic.
review to Descent
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Again,
it's so
first
good.
snenario.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
That's really
Lot of
good.
I
scenario
really like that.
games.
It's super handy because
Oh,
it cuts
well,
out all
we-
the questions.
We could have played it Friday.
It's
but
just so
we
time
did do-
consuming.
yeah.
We
A
really
little
got to
bit.
pick a night.
Yeah, and we got pretty far. We didn't get to finish the second one completely, but there was a good kind of cutoff point.
Sure.
And so we stopped there, took a picture, plus it saves all your data for you. And one of the things that I noticed too, which I don't think this is very spoilery, on the app, right, it brings up your menu, and it has the characters that are currently in your party. Because like we started out with 2 characters,
Nice.
but in between scenarios, you can
can
change
change.
people. And then once it saves, it goes to those characters sitting by the fire. Just a small little detail
nice.
thing, but it's super cool.
Nice
though.
touch.
Yeah,
That is
I
a
enjoyed
really
that.
nice
So,
touch.
Game sucks.
That just makes it just makes me like Descent even more.
Yeah.
Like I really was happy with it
Yep.
and how it has turned out. Yeah.
So,
And then today we all played
all
before
played.
filming.
A quick thing on Descent because it was hilarious.
Okay.
We're going to get to it.
Well, I was watching people do like a trivia thing, and one of the questions in the trivia thing was how heavy is the Descent box, whatever
Oh.
like that. And they were like getting points or whatever, because the person like designed his own quiz, right?
Sure.
Obviously, that's not a game. And like they were guessing the numbers, and I was like, these are all way too big because they see that box,
they see
and
the
it looks
box.
huge,
It's not
and
as
it's like a
heavy.
paperweight compared to what you think it's gonna be. So I just thought that was hilarious. They all
So
said
what
their
was it,
numbers.
like
Now, is that-
5.5 pounds?
It was almost exactly 6, I think,
Okay.
and they were like,
Oh, I was
Is that
close.
pre-punch or after punch? 'Cause
I don't know. That's a good
Oh.
point. It's probably pre. It's probably
Probably
pre.
pre.
And even that, it was like it was almost exact 6, I think, and like literally one of them guessed like 11 or something, and like I was just like, you guys are not even
it's-
close.
It's so big because it leaves you room to all your stuff. You
yeah.
assemble it and you can leave it assembled.
I
which is
love
super
it.
helpful.
What a
Super
great-
helpful.
Yeah,
What a great
This is
thing.
going to be a
Yeah.
new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they did a really good
Anyway,
job.
we did something.
Yeah, we played Ghostbusters Men in Black Ecto-terrestrial Invasion.
Good
All
job.
right, Tim.
Where's that box?
Yeah,
Where's
man.
he
all the way
leaving
over
that?
there. All the way over there. but I got
That's
it.
a mouthful.
But it is a Ghostbusters Men in Black crossover. You're playing
Yeah.
co-op. Mostly
Co-op-ish?
and you're just playing through scenarios, right? And you can go through a campaign, you can get new items, you can upgrade. The one of the things that I really like, not just the one thing, but one of the things I really liked is that you're going to play two characters. I like that it is a Ghostbuster and it is a Man in Black, right?
Agent.
And
Whatever
so
you call it. Yep.
and so you got one of each, and you got like characters from the movie. You got like the side characters you can choose to be also. So had a really good time playing it.
So Dan, do we have a review?
Super
of that?
thematic.
Oh, it's really hard.
I don't remember.
We do. It's
And,
It was
simultaneous.
mine.
That was the same time.
It was mine.
Same time.
That was mine. It was mine.
And that Ghostbusters, that Ghostbusters Men in Black crossover game has one of the most fun dice tower mechanics.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It
yeah.
is so simple and yet
Devastating.
amazing. I mean, it's
And devastating.
And devastating at the same time. Yeah. But yeah, check out a review for that.
like
That's
I've seen
really
similar
good.
dice towers. I've seen similar ones before. But the
Right.
way they did it and the way it works into the theme and everything. Yep, loved it.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
works really well.
Yep.
Really well. I wanted to talk about this just a little bit. I know you'll appreciate this. You can shut down for a second. So Magic the Gathering Arena.
Yeah,
I'm getting to a spot now where it's the new set is going to be coming out really soon,
Yep,
right?
yep. Oh,
really?
And so
Crimson Vow.
I'm saving up all of my in-game currency. So now I'm kind of like in these doldrums where it's like, because I did a mastery pass this time. So I spent some money, got the mastery pass.
Okay.
So that unlocks like different like card art and sleeves and different
Okay.
things you can get,
Do you
right?
need sleeves for online cards?
It makes your cards look cool.
Okay, cool.
Well, your
never
card
spent
backs
money
look
on
really
them.
cool, right?
Okay.
So that's what you need them for. Not
Sure.
they're not like clear sleeves.
Yeah, I was like, man, I don't want to scratch those
So-
digital cards.
So, anyways, now I maxed out my mastery pass, so that doesn't reset till basically the new set comes out, right? So I'm not working on progress on that anymore because I've maxed it out, and it's like I'm saving all my in-game currency to buy the new packs when the new set comes out. So I don't really want to like I'm earning, coins or whatever, but it's
Sure.
like part of the
You wanna
fun is
save it.
opening up new packs
Right.
and like
Yeah.
doing all
But
that
you're gonna get a
stuff.
lot of the cool new stuff though.
Right. So now I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, come on, like
Well, maybe now's the
when's
time I
this-
should jump back in.
When's this new set come out? And I'll probably drop money again, and just instead of spending money to buy like specific things, that mastery pass was like a real nice kind of thing. It's kind of like buying a thing in Dead by Daylight
He's
where
powered down,
you're gonna get extra. You're gonna get extra like skins for the guys and stuff
Yeah.
by doing things. And anyways. Magic the Gathering Arena is fantastic.
Yep.
The new sets are pretty fun. I was questionable about the first one or the most recent one, but then
Midnight
I
Hunt?
started seeing really good combinations now come
Yeah.
out, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, the first one was more like werewolves and whatnot, and the next one's going to be more vampires. And I'm excited to bring out my old vampire deck from back in the day,
Sure.
and revamp it to the new. Vamp it.
see what you did there.
I didn't do it on purpose, but that
I
was
see what
great.
you did there. And that's all we've got for Magic the Gathering news. We'll power Dan back up.
Welcome back, Dan.
So news.
I've only got one big chunk
We
of
have one
news.
I think it's the
big
only
chunk
one that
of
is around
news.
right now.
Let's-
I have a second one.
Oh,
Okay.
go for your shirt.
So Shem Phillips and Sam McDonald.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So they announced they did the Raider series, Raiders
Yep.
of the North Sea and everything.
never
and
played
then-
any of them.
And they did the Architects game.
Never played any of
loved,
them.
Yep.
Or sorry, the West Kingdom games.
West
I
Still
loved-
haven't played any of them.
I loved Architects.
Yeah, they're all really good.
But so they announced their
Enjoyable.
next trilogy of games is the South Tigris. So starting next year, we got one per year. We got Wayfarers, Scholars, and Inventors.
Ooh, maybe I'll play.
Yeah, they announced all three of them at once, which is super.
Yeah,
unique.
interesting. That means they're working on all of them at the same time.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
That's all right.
So Wayfarers, the first one that comes out next year, some details have been announced. I mean, just basically it takes place in 820 AD, and you guys are mapping the land. You're sailing around and mapping the land around Baghdad.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be a worker placement game or something. They all have
The
some
Fertile
kind
Crescent,
of worker
right?
placement in them. Same art style, all that. The box color this time is yellow. I don't think it looks as nice as the other ones, but also who cares? So the Raiders all had like a bluish tone to them. The West Kingdom had a reddish tone to all of them, and this one has a yellow tone to
Okay.
all of them.
Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, they do a good job of like running a theme, right?
I mean,
And-
Raiders is a great game. It's the only one of the North Sea that I've played, and Architects of the West Kingdom is an amazing worker placement game. That's the only one of that trilogy I've played. So I'll probably play one of these three games.
I think my problem
That's
is
what I've
is
learned.
when Raiders came out, it's like it looked like a Viking theme game.
Yeah.
Right, it is,
It is.
sure.
When all of
All
these
Viking-
other Viking
Viking
theme games
things,
came
sure,
out,
sure.
and I'm like, another Viking
I
game.
just
I'm
like
not
that they
playing.
all take the worker placement game, great art, good mechanics and stuff, but they all they all add one tiny twist, and they're always good. A Raiders had the thing where when you place a worker down, so if I put a guy here and I get a wood, I also pick up a different worker and get whatever he was at as well. So you're getting this double replacement thing every time. In Architects, it's super interesting. You start with like 20 workers or something, and you feel amazing. But as you're placing your workers, you don't get them back, I think is the mechanic, whatever. So as the game's going, you're choosing like how you're spending your workers, because you can put multiple workers at a location and get more stuff, or your workers can get thrown in prison by other people and you have to pay to get them back and stuff. So it's just this, I love that mechanic of, in most worker placement games, you got 4 workers or something. No, in this one, you got like 25 workers, but that's it for the game. Yeah. How you spending them. Yeah. And I find that very interesting. Sure.
What was neat about the North Sea ones, real quick, is that it's almost like telling a story, right? The first one's shipwrights. You're building your ships.
Right.
And the next one's you're raiding. So you're raiding all the stuff nearby. And then the next one is the Explorers, where you're exploring all the tiles.
Fantastic again.
And then they have a thing called Rune Saga, which ties all 3 games together. So you play them all 3, and they give you different end game things to worry about instead of just the normal end game ones. And then there's a end thing for the Rune Saga to see who wins all 3, which your sister and I had talked about playing that one time at a convention, but then last year happened. And,
but playing 3 games consecutively.
Correct. And keeping tally in between.
So just going off the names then, I think that they're going to do a similar thing here because if you're going around the history of Baghdad, right, you got wayfarers, scholars, and inventors, right? I know Baghdad area was like the invention of mathematics, basically, as we use them today.
And
so
the engineering that took place there is
so
fantastic.
That's very interesting that it looks like they're doing the same thing. Like I said, I only played one of the West Kingdom games, so I didn't notice if they did that with the Architects and the other ones. So.
Right on.
But yeah, so that was the one that isn't the gigantic one. That
the big. What do you got?
I got a little bit of small news, which we talked about Perseverance a while back. It's our fun. They've started putting some production sample pictures out there, and it looks amazing. So there'll be more of that to come.
Right on.
But amazing.
I do actually have one piece of news. Other than the big one. We all had one.
Oh wait,
Stone Meyer.
Yep.
Announces their second Tapestry
I didn't
expansion.
write it down.
Arts and Architecture, and it comes out December 1st. So if you like Tapestry, go get it.
It's such a great game. I need it.
Yeah. Now, is this just going to add more like civilizations?
It's going to have more civilizations. It's going to have a new card type.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
What are they called? What's the
Arts and Artisans
and Architecture.
Okay, so it has something to do with
arts and architecture.
Yeah. Well, I'm the new card is what I'm saying has something to do with design.
Because it was plots
like
employees.
It looks like pre-orders
plans
will start
employees.
December
1st. Actually, they said that if you pre-order, you might get it sooner than everyone else.
Sure.
They usually say that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into.
So one last thing.
Okay.
That's a half joke, but also I don't think it's a Kickstarter. So Settle, have we talked about Settle? It's the next game from the Vindication guys.
Really?
You were the one that would be excited about that. I don't remember if it was a Kickstarter or an announcement. That's why I'm mentioning it kind of now, because I think it's called Settle, like SETTL or something. It has like a weird spelling. So we'll have to get more on it for next week maybe, but I saw something about the Vindication guys are making a space-themed game, and that's all I know. So we'll have to look more into that, but I thought hopefully you had heard that and had more.
I hadn't, but now I'm gonna look it up.
All right. Well, now that my phone died, it didn't die. It just shut down. Anyways, Yellow, the French board game company Yellow is cutting ties with their partner in the U.S. Yellow USA. So basically, Yellow USA is going to lose all distribution rights for basically all the Yellow games,
which is very interesting.
King of Tokyo. Shot and Totten, Bunny Kingdom, Korra.
Yeah, Korra just came out. Happening. So
now
so much fun.
It's
and
interesting because the
Loki is the kids games division. Yeah.
The president of the Yellow USA is not without scandal and drama himself. They have not said named any determining factors, but it does not sound like that this was done amicably.
Right.
But nobody's really said anything other than that. But the president, he is also like in charge, or what is he, president on the board? He's on the board for Gamma and like helps with Origins. Yep. And I have not heard good things from other people that attend conventions on a higher level than just going in as an attendee, right? People
We're
are
not
actually
committing the slander. We are mentioning other people's slander.
That's right.
I'm just saying that I've not heard good things.
Yeah.
And he also famously got kicked out of Gen Con in 2018 for getting in a fight with security people and about bringing in a pallet of his goods
middle of the thing. Yeah.
In the middle of the thing. So
always good to yell at security because they can't have any power over you.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's their job.
Yeah.
right. And again,
To
I
wield
get
that
it.
power.
Gen Con is stressful, but at the same time, there's much better ways you can do things.
Yep.
You could have brought in all those games in a much easier way,
Yeah.
or a less
what do you mean?
confrontational way.
Yeah.
It would have been more work, but you could have,
You could have still done it.
yeah, without getting kicked out.
Could have acted your age.
But
Be an adult.
so, anyways, we will see what happens. I am sure that that these yellow games are going to still have distribution in the United States. This just opens it up after December 31st for somebody else to distribute, to be the distributing branch. I mean, it could be
Yes,
Asmodee,
Yeah.
right? I mean, because
Fantasy Flight,
Asmodee, that they don't just own, every game company, but they also own distribution rights.
Right.
So that's another thing that they do a lot of. So, I mean, not that it will be them, and not like, oh my gosh, all these yellow games I love are going to be out of print. Like, no, you're probably still going to be able to get them. So don't freak out.
Right. This is not Yellow announcing we're never shipping games to America again.
Right.
That's
Right.
Not, it's not
Right.
what's
So,
happening.
just important to have that like in your head,
Perspective,
right?
yeah,
You keep
just-
that in context
Yeah.
when you're going. So that's our big
News.
news
Yeah,
there.
that dropped.
Texas.
Yeah, like a brick.
Yeah.
That was
Like a
sad.
brick. All right, you guys, I don't have any crowdfunding, even though I know there's a ton of good ones, but
I got
go
two.
for
It honestly was hard for me to find one that wasn't something we've talked about already.
I would like to do first because the one I have doesn't come out until November 11th, which is Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the same one?
Well, no, I was gonna save that one for next week, but it's my boys, right? Lacerda and Ian O'Toole, right? That's what you're talking about.
I don't remember. Weather Machine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are
I
my
remember
boys.
seeing this, but
They
yeah, I didn't
are
look
your
at it because it
boys.
It
wasn't
looked
available
interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Eagle Griffin Games.
Yet.
And
I mean,
Vital
it's gonna
be a big
Lucerda,
box.
who does. I know I'm completely
Lisboa.
blanking.
Yeah, this is why he was going to talk about it.
Lisboa on Mars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spencer's like, well, I'm going to talk about this game that Bob's going to be real excited about, but I'm not really going to have much to say
Who
about it.
did Venice?
Venice. Yes.
Yeah, Lacerda.
It's one of his.
Yeah.
No, that was no, not.
Okay, that's why I always
Venice.
get that confused.
You're
no,
thinking of-
Mercado de Lisboa.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
But
That was one of the very light tools. This looks
Yeah.
to be more in the lines of escape. The escape one. Escape plan. Escape plan on Mars, Lisboa. Those
Yeah, like
heavier
the
types
big-
of crunchy games.
yes.
Well, yeah, I've seen it
So-
set up.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's going to be expensive
It's probably gonna be $100
or more.
or more. But it's
but
a super deluxe version. They have a very nice box.
Well,
Eagle
also,
very
Griffin-
nice.
Weather Machine's
Vents
art
are
is
always
pretty.
nice.
The art is pretty cool.
Eagle Griffin is a
Notorious.
their production standards are amazing.
Yeah.
They really do put
Yeah.
out nice.
You
looking
pay
games.
a bunch, but you get what you pay for. You get a lot of
Yeah.
content.
And they tend to be harder to get later.
yeah, this is true too. Vinhouse, the gallerist.
Yeah, Vinho.
Vinhouse.
the
Vino.
gallery.
Vinos.
Vinhos.
Yeah, Vinos.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's how I hear it pronounced as
Yeah.
Vinos, but I haven't played it.
Yeah.
So it's a 1 to 4 player. As I say, it's going to be like set collecting and tile placement and worker placement.
Yep.
And, all the placements.
All the placements.
Basically, someone has been tampering
Crazy
with
meeples.
weather, trying to make their own weather,
Mm-hmm.
and then the butterfly effect comes up, and the more weather he changes, the worse things get, and now he has
Yeah.
to deal with all of that.
Right.
So it's a pretty cool
It looks
idea. I like
very
that.
cool. I'm excited for it. So
The art, Ian O'Toole.
yeah,
Yeah, so good.
they'll
It
have
is really
great
awesome.
art. Yep, and it'll have great iconography because
Oh
that's
yeah,
across the board and all. There's
From the pictures
it's
I
a lot
saw,
to wrap your head around, but once you do,
yeah. But from the pictures I saw, the components all look really nice.
yep.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this except that who makes it, and that it's called the Weather Machine, and like I've seen like a picture of it set
Yeah.
up, and I'm like, yeah, I'd love that game. Like it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So okay. Other than that, then I also have more aligned for last month, but Damnation, the Gothic game, looks super cool. So everybody's going to pick their own asymmetrical player, and you're going through Dracula's castle, and you're trying to be the last one to live because everybody else is. When you die, you're damned to live there forever. But then you're not done. You get to flip your card over, and you're a
Right.
ghost, and you're trying to then thwart the other players from getting out. But yeah, it looked super interesting and cool. Kind
You
of.
just randomly made me really want a Haunting of Bly Manor board game.
Oh yeah.
Can you pick a better show to make a board game on?
Oh, I loved it.
But yeah, I think it's like
watched it all the way
$50,
through twice.
$55 for the basic game, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
You got standees that you walk around Dracula's castle and whatnot, event cards that flip over, and attack other players and try to avoid dangerous rooms because some of the rooms will have traps in them, but then you can also search them for cool items and whatnot. And looks pretty cool.
Looks pretty cool. Well, sounds cool. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I do have one I'll talk about.
I have one. Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about that. I have one, and I think I see it written on his sheet right
probably
there.
is.
So good thing he
Go for
already
it.
talked about a game. Age of Galaxy.
That's it.
Yep.
By
Yeah.
so
Small
I'm
box.
confused because I wrote that the company is called Ice Makes.
Yeah, Ice Makes.
Okay, I was like that doesn't make sense.
I've
So
never
what
heard
does
of the
that mean?
company.
I looked it up. They did some other games, but I hadn't played any of them. So this ends on November 20th. You have till the 20th to back this. It's 1 to 4 players, plays in 45 minutes, $29 to $65 for the super advanced one. And the thing with this is a 4X game that is designed to be like a small footprint, like
Which is I really want to see how they pull
the
this
map
off.
is made up of a bunch of cards that you lay out. And then so there's 37 factions currently to choose from, and that number is growing.
And you'll pick 3 of them. So
Yep.
you get to do this cool mix and match thing.
You start with a hand of 7, and throughout the game, you have to play one at the beginning, of course. Then throughout the game, you'll play 2 more, and you try to synergize their power. So you're making a I can't think of the word they use, but you're making like a union of factions. You know,
And then you can play the others as kind of like a one-time bonus.
Yeah. The other 4 that are in your hand for the rest of the game, you can just play them off as some powerful bonus. And they make a point to say you can play all 3 at the very beginning, and you're gonna have a super strong start because you're building a synergy. But also, you won't be able to build your factions around what other people are doing. Where if you wait longer and you see what other people are playing, you can be like, in order to help counter that, I'll play this person as my faction kind of thing, right? So many freaking actions in this game. So there is colonize, develop, research, explore, trade, nominate, manufacture, retrieve, and scavenge. And basically, you have little like dreadnought ships, and you're moving around and conquering planets and, fighting and doing all this stuff on this board. It just seems like it's cool to have a 4X game that plays in 45 minutes. That's the main reason that it grabbed me. I like 4X games, but I also have no time to play any games ever. So having a 4X game that plays in that amount of time, I like the basic art. I like that most of it is just cards and some chits. And so, you can fit that in a tiny tackle box and take
cruisers.
it anywhere.
There's 36
Yeah,
little
I said
cruisers,
most of it.
but they're
is
all
that.
exactly the same.
But
The deluxe
one is
edition
different.
changes them to asymmetric shapes.
But they fit in a small box. is
Yes,
what
that's
it's
Well, I
for.
think the
small
deluxe
box.
version is in a different box. So you get one that has all of the trays with all the other ships in it. That's the impression that I got.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, though, if you just take the ships out of the base box, the space that they take up would just be held by
possibly.
the asymmetric ships. But anyway, not asymmetric. They look different. So,
Right.
But that's basically it, though. I like the look of it. The name is a little... Age of Galaxy sounds like someone wrote it on a wall somewhere, like it doesn't... It just sounds like anyone could come up with that,
Well, I guess I get that. I just don't like Age of Galaxies. I don't like that on the
Yeah,
wall.
that's
What a weird thing to write on
on
a
a wall. Yeah, that's a bit odd.
I guess I just meant you could just see it anywhere on accident. That's
Sure.
what I'm saying.
Fair
it's-
enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's Age of Empires. There's
Well, it is the
Age-
predecessor
Age-
to
There's a lot of
another
age
game
ups.
that's a civilization type game. I
Aquarius.
just don't remember the name of it. I'm not very good today.
The predecessor?
Yeah. I'm sorry, the successor.
Okay. I was like, how is that possible?
All right. Yeah, I got one real quick. So Monsterpocalypse, the board game.
This was Tim.
It
So
was.
Monsterpocalypse originally was sort of like a game where you would buy like booster packs and you would get rando like kaiju, depending on you get different factions, things like that. You build a team, X amount of points, and then you've got you lay down a player mat. You have 3-dimensional buildings. And the cool thing about the original Monsterpocalypse is everything is painted, comes painted, pre-painted, blah, blah, blah. The new one, it is like Mythic Games and, what's the other company? Privateer Press have combined. So now this is going to use the Mythic Games combat system, I believe, which is like Batman, Gotham City Chronicle, Conan, stuff like that. Except it's going to kind of keep to the theme and the play style of the original Monsterpocalypse. So you're you're literally can chuck a kaiju across the way into a building, wreck the building. So then there's
Nice.
rubble.
I played a video game as a kid called Godzilla Melee Destroy All
Yeah,
Monsters
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And this is Godzilla Melee Destroy All Monsters.
Yes.
The board
Yes.
game.
Now you do have other smaller critters that go along with your faction, so you're not just playing as the gigantic kaiju, right? That's running through. But so this is kind of interesting because now it's not booster box related, right? You're just gonna buy almost like Warhammer, right? You're just buying
Sets.
faction sets, right? So the pledge levels and everything, and now these aren't painted. Like the originals all came pre-painted. They were pretty good. So there's a veteran pledge. So if you've already got a bunch of Monsterpocalypse stuff, this helps you get all the rules updated and everything, and you get the new stat cards and things like that. conversion kit, essentially. There is $119 as a Smasher pledge, so that gives you like basically 1 to 2 players. So you're gonna get the core box, and you'll get like there's a promo building that you get, and then all the stretch goals. And then for $159, it gets you basically everything. It gets you the extra expansion. You know what I mean? You're covered in all your factions and everything, so you could play up to 4 players. Looks like you could also play solo, which I don't know. I guess maybe there's like
some kind of an AI system.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyways, Monsterpocalypse is back. It's interesting to see it in this form. I don't know. I'm not going to back it, but I think it's interesting enough that if somebody rolled in with it, I'm playing that.
Sure.
Right? But there's a lot of question marks, but not necessarily bad. It's just right now I've got to be picky with what with what I'm backing. Because it's coming around the holidays, man. And, got to start buying all the Christmas presents and whatnots. But yeah, Monsterpocalypse. It's got like a week left when this drops. So plenty of time. It's way funded. As are all of our games.
Yeah,
they were all
mine was
funded.
safe, yeah.
Yeah, there was one I looked at, but it was nowhere near funded. It looked interesting to me, but I don't think it's going to make funding, so I just didn't bother.
And of course, Marvel
my game?
Dice Throne is going gangbusters.
Yeah, cool. So that takes us
to a topic. We have a
Topic.
topic for today. Not a bottomic.
Topic. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse
These are the
between
jokes.
you two today.
Yeah, that's why we put them on that side of the table.
So today we're gonna do our what would we recommend
For
the
fans
the
of
hobby version
Right.
for fans of mass
Classic
market games.
the mass market.
Man, good luck fitting that into the title.
Yeah.
Mass market conversion.
Do you hobby?
Dun-dun-dun.
Just call it that. Do you hobby?
Better
so anyways,
than
Do you even
games.
hobby, bro?
so like Clue, Monopoly, Life, so on and so forth.
Next step games.
So I'm gonna name a game, and
Sure.
if you've got what you would recommend based on that,
Yep.
then you can
yeah,
contribute.
we'll go around the table. We'll talk about why we would contribute that one.
And if you don't have one for it, then that's fine because it's not the easiest.
It's fine.
thing.
It's fine.
But I'm gonna start with the big boy. I'm gonna take
Throw it out
down the
there.
big dog right off the bat. Monopoly.
Saw that coming.
Yeah, that's the big one.
This was actually really easy, and I wasn't expecting to be, and you're going to be blown away.
I've got 2.
I
I've
got
two.
two. I have 2, but one of you guys are going to be like, that's a terrible choice. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know.
No, I've got one that I think is gonna surprise you, and I'm gonna make it make sense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what do you got for Monopoly?
I'd say Lords of Vegas.
That's
I got Lords of
mine.
Vegas.
That is
Nice.
mine.
I knew someone was going to put that.
I don't even love Lords of Vegas, but I
Yeah.
think that's an amazing next step.
You're
for Monopoly.
rolling
Yeah.
dice. You're buying properties.
Yep.
You're developing.
Yep.
It's yeah.
Awesome.
There's a lot of take that.
Huzzah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you had it too?
Cool.
No.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that
someone
then.
to have it.
Yeah. That's not my secret.
Yeah,
surprise.
yeah.
Mine-
What's your
It's not my secret
Well,
one either.
Mine's
Mine's a little
what's it
different. I took a different route.
Yeah.
Suburbia.
Okay.
Okay.
Your city building.
Yeah, you're city building, but
You're
you're also
developing.
you're developing.
Because it is a game of what retail development, right?
Yeah.
You're building up
Oh,
buildings and
okay.
things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it is.
Yep.
That's a good one. That's a
Nice,
good one.
nice pick.
Thank you.
Bezier Games.
We got an attaboy Spencer when he doesn't get it very
Suburbia.
often.
Oh,
Attaboy
wait.
Spencer.
That was Spence. Terrible.
Terrible
yeah.
pick.
Terrible.
Cut
Dan,
that.
I thought
Gonna
you
edit
picked
around that
Next
one.
one's good.
All right, Dan, what do you got?
What's your secret sauce?
Again, this is terrible. This is terrible.
yeah,
I was
we're
thinking about. So the 2 things with Monopoly is the whole property, money, blah blah blah, Lords of Vegas,
Yep.
right? The second thing with Monopoly is this moving around the board, landing on places, and doing things. And there's
Talisman.
drawing cards.
Uh-oh.
Talisman.
I
Oh.
almost put that.
Yes,
Talisman is my
Talisman.
other one. Again,
I've got Talisman for a different one.
Okay.
Me too.
So Talisman is not going to be like, I love Monopoly. I'll probably love Talisman. But Talisman has the moving around the board,
It's like
landing in the
mechanic.
spaces, introducing squares, and then there's just a deeper game at the end where you're going in and fighting a boss.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, Lords of Vegas is obviously the main number one here for
Yeah.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
Try that out. Is that easy to find?
That's awesome.
No,
Dang. Sorry about that.
no, but hey, I got one that's easy to find.
There you go.
And Suburbia is easy to find.
Oh, yeah,
That's
another one.
Suburbia is
Okay.
easy to
find.
Oh, that's right.
No,
Talisman
here's-
was his thing, not yours.
Here's my like, okay, follow me here. And I thought you were going to say mine for a minute, right? Because this is, you're developing buildings, you're going to places and you're doing things. Lords of Waterdeep.
Oh, okay.
Because you're interacting with the board. There's you've got your own goals. You're dealing with money, right? Because currency can affect how good or bad you do, right? And then you are also building up the board by adding buildings onto the side. And yeah.
You don't have to, but yeah, it's something that you can do. And
Oh,
you probably
I
should.
always do. I always do. Like, even if I don't have that
It's definitely
hidden
a
role.
drastic change, and not everyone who likes Monopoly will like it. But I mean, obviously, the exact same thing is with Talisman.
Right,
Talisman
but
is a
you know, I think that
weird-
if they're into Monopoly, and
my
you're
thing
like-
is, if you see Talisman set up, they might be like, that kind of looks like Monopoly. You know?
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. All right,
Go to the next one.
Clue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got one for Clue.
Go for it.
Mysterium.
That's mine. Yep. I have another one as well. I have a
Same.
backup for Clue as
I
well.
got
but
3.
Mysterium was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, it's perfect for it.
it's-
It's even ghost kind of thing.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what happened. I
Who
mean,
and
come
what
on.
room in it? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
you got?
I put Loot of Lima. It's a very
Don't know that
one. Haven't
deduction type of game.
Nice.
don't know that one.
Interesting.
Asking people information. Oh, I got a tidbit of information. Let me
Hey,
write
do
that
you like
down.
Clue? You want the crunchiest game ever?
Well, it is Bob.
yeah. I'm
like
just kidding. I
Crunch.
mean, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game. I forgot that you can, because that's not that's you have to like spend something to get someone's shared information, right? That's not like a main mechanic.
No, that's the main mechanic.
Oh, it is the main.
Yeah,
mechanic. I
yeah.
don't remember the
It's
shared
like,
mechanic.
do you have
thing.
like between because you roll the die and then you're trying to pick between this and this or in that.
Oh,
section
that's
kind of
right.
thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's been a while. It's a great game.
Yeah.
You got anything other than Mysterium for Clue?
Yeah, you wanted me to say a second one because you said you have 3.
I got 3. Okay. Conclusio. Straight deduction.
I mean, Conclusio is a great game.
Just because it's
Yeah,
deduction.
yeah,
sure.
That's the like lightest one.
It's again
Okay.
very different than Clue, but
Yes.
it's,
Very
they're
different.
they're both deduction games, and Conclusio is a fantastic game you can get for like $10.
Do you only have one more?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go with my other
Okay.
one then. Unfathomable.
Okay, I didn't write that down either.
Okay, but again, there's a little bit of deduction. You're trying to figure out who's
Sure,
going
it's
on what.
social deduction,
You're
yeah.
moving around to different locations, and you're trying to keep everything going. I like the deduction
Sure,
aspect of it.
I'm not harking on your how
you're
you
trying,
can.
and you're trying to figure out who is.
We're just thinking your secret sauce is kind of weak sauce.
My thing isn't.
Oh, I'm most proud of the last one.
No, my
I'm most
thing,
proud
my
of the
thing
last one.
isn't.
My last one's the strongest
My thing
one.
isn't how can you tie it to the others because I think you can. My thing is I'm trying to. Do I think the people who like that will like that?
Oh,
and I
sure.
don't think there's any tie between people who like Clue and people who like Unfathomable. That's my
right,
thing.
Okay.
My last one is Chronicles of Crime.
Oh, okay.
I think that if you're
cluey?
So, yeah, it's a deduction-y kind of
That's a
game,
good
and
one.
also it's a pretty
co-op,
nice
but
it's a
it's
pretty nice
cluey.
introductory game. You know, it is also co-op, yes, and honestly, just introducing that talking to people mechanic, I think, is going to blow people's minds when they come
Yeah.
from like a very simple roll and move Clue deduction game, and then it's like, oh, scan that card. You're not having a conversation with that person. It
Right.
is a different conversation because you talked to that person first, and putting this. I think
Yeah.
it's also kind of an introductory to all the Sherlock Holmes consulting and detective games. It's like an easy introductory to those
Yeah.
as well. I think it's a nice
And you
middle
could have named
step
any of those.
game.
I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
you were going to mention Letters of White Castle.
Letters from
Letters
White
from White
Castle.
Castle?
Sorry, not White Castle. My brain.
Doing my research,
Wow.
doing my research in this again. I write down what I think, and then I always get online and say, "What do other people think? Do I agree? Do I disagree?" And kind of maybe I'll write down honorable mentions stuff from them. A lot of people put Letters from Whitechapel, and I don't understand it
Clue?
at all. Yeah,
Not at all.
I don't understand it at all.
Not at all. I would
Yeah.
put that down
Because
for
they're
a
like-
different one
they're
further
like,
down
it's
on the
a
list.
deduction game, and I'm like, okay,
Kinda.
there's
So-
like deduction.
so
in
my
it.
That's
last-
the one I would have to replace Scotland Yard.
Of course, but I
Yeah.
just didn't put.
Well, we didn't
Scotland
put
Yard.
Scotland.
didn't put it
My
in.
last one for Clue, Mask of the Red Death.
Oh my God!
Kinda?
Such a good one.
I
Also,
haven't played it.
Because-
It's a good game.
also
So-
impossible to find. No, that's totally.
I
a
should
But
have
you know what I
backed
mean?
it.
Because
I
in
wish
Mask
I
of the Red
backed it.
Death, you were looking at other people's cards because you're trying to eliminate
Where you're going.
where death is going to be moving around once the clock strikes midnight. And so you've got all this information as far as like where you potentially could look and see exactly where he's going to be. But I could also suss out some things by seeing what cards you have in your hand. And then I know, well, Bob had 12-15.
So that means that card's not there.
at 12:15.
Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
And no, 100%.
You know what I mean? That's the
100%
most
agree.
cluey.
Yeah, this
like,
is a
one. I
fantastic.
saved the best one for last.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic. Yeah, it's Clue, but you're deducing the end spot the NPC is going to land on, and so you're searching the time decks. You're searching each other's hands. You know what you have in your hand.
Yeah.
You're having to share cards with people, and so you're choosing. Okay, well, you know, I'll show Bob what happened at like 7 p.m. because I don't care about that. And like,
Right. And also like Clue,
fantastic.
right? You
Nice.
ask
Yeah, yeah.
people in Clue, you're specifically
Yeah.
getting revealed certain cards.
If I could, I would buy this game instantly. I loved
It's
this
really
game.
good. It's really
I
good.
gotta check it out.
All right. Next, life.
Yeah.
The game of life.
I'm just going to come out and say immediately I couldn't find something for this
Okay,
that I felt
really?
like was a good jump.
Okay.
At least,
I've
again,
actually-
I'm only listing games I've played, too.
Sure.
So that's a thing for me that was rough
I
for
had
me.
not played one of these on here, but I
haven't played
but it
one of
is
them at the very
definitely a good thing. What do you got for
Okay,
life?
so first, I've never actually played through a game of life.
Oh,
but
really?
You're doing it now.
I'm
You're
failing,
losing.
apparently. But I've seen the board and the
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
and all the cards and all that, and it reminded me of Talisman.
Okay.
You're
Sure.
going
okay.
along, going to a specific place, and then
Sure.
something happens, and
I'm still further down.
you're still further down.
Still further down.
I'd say like so life. You're like, oh, am I going to go to college? Am I going to go do this? Am I going to go do that? You're kind of making like decisions. So I just wrote down Zia Legends of a Drift system.
Oh, right.
It could almost be
Okay.
any kind of sandbox game, right? Like
Yeah,
the
that's a
Star Wars
good-
Outer Rim kind of
that's a
thing. Like
good one.
what kind of
Western
path are you gonna
Legends.
choose?
Suppose,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
something
guess
like
you're
that.
right.
Yeah,
I like that.
that'd be
That's
my
good.
guess. Yeah.
Well, I wrote Gloom because you're like telling a story of this family and you're trying to kill them off.
Yeah, that's
Gloom,
true.
I love that.
It's like anti-life.
great.
Anti-life. This is a game
It
called
kind of is like the
Anti-Life.
dark version
try
of that.
that.
Yeah,
But there's a
okay.
game I
I can
have
see
not
that.
played that I think sounds really neat.
Okay.
There's two versions of it. There's Village and there's My Village. And so you're playing a family.
Sounds familiar.
So you're actually like this house, right? And you're guiding their life through the that all the people live in the village, right? But I'm guiding my house, right? So determining what my ancestors, right? Like or whatever, not my ancestors, but like, my offspring do, right? So characters are going to die off, and then you've got their children, and their kids go on and do different things.
I think I have an app like that. Yeah.
Sounds fascinating.
Generation.
But Village, or it was re-implemented with My Village, same people
Okay.
kind of updated it.
I kind of thought of Vindication a little bit.
Oh, on
'cause
life?
on
Yeah, maybe a
life,
little.
A little bit.
Yeah, you're like in one stage of it.
Yeah, you're at one stage. Yeah,
This
you're
is
going
why,
around trying
this is
to.
why I didn't dedicate myself to this one though, because like all these are
They're all
like
little-
this is kind
Yeah,
of
kinda.
this was a hard
Yeah,
one. Life was a
yeah,
hard one.
Yeah.
And I talked so much trash about having one for everyone. I made sure I had one for
Right.
everyone. Uno.
Okay, this is super easy because I talked about it recently.
I'm sure that we both have
Yeah.
the same one.
The Bears and the Bees.
No.
No, I talk about this all the time. If you like Uno, get your family to play the Bears and the Bees.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Well,
just
that's
a
fantastic.
better version of Uno with more mechanics,
Why didn't I think of
way
that?
better artwork. I talked about it in the review for Bears and Bees.
And
I
also,
said-
you're supporting a family-owned company.
Yeah,
Grandpa
yeah.
Beck's.
So yeah, mine was super obvious when I saw Uno. I honestly I was gonna put time in and think of more, but I was like, I've talked about how much this replaces Uno so much lately.
I
I'm just
did
putting
not
that down.
write Bears and Bees specifically because I figured everybody else would.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to do Runes.
Runes of
Zun.
Zun. Okay.
Runes of Zun.
I didn't even think about it because the theming is so different. But yeah, no, it's like
But
it's
it
a
is.
it's a combative
It's
card
Magic
game
meets
with
Uno.
Yeah.
Yep.
Little
That's
bit.
what-
That, I mean, they
Steel.
literally marketed it
Yeah.
as
Magic
Magic
meets
meets Uno.
Uno.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. They do literally market like that. I wrote Llama.
Yeah,
Haven't
Because
played it.
another one I thought
llama,
of, too.
you're playing down the
haven't played a
cards
lot, though, so-
and you're cycling through, but you're gaining
I played that
points.
one once.
And then 10. 10 kind of made me think of Uno, where you're building the sets and you're playing the cards.
interesting. It's opposite Uno, where you're like set collection Uno.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's also because of the colors,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the way the colors work and the numbers all play off each other. Like it is also if somebody really likes Uno, I would try to guide them towards Bears and Bees or 10. I think you'd be good either way.
Yeah, no, I didn't think about 10, but I think 10 is a really good choice. It's not going to feel exactly like Uno, but if people like Uno, I think they'll like 10.
Yeah, so kind of going on like your earlier
Yeah.
criteria, which we don't have, it doesn't have
No,
to be
people
the
should
same.
kind of always go off of my criteria.
Let me just jam this in my face.
You have one for Uno?
We already said it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
All right, Risk. There's the obvious one that I know Spencer will say.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
it's
going to
one
say the
because I
same
always
one as
say it.
him. Yeah.
What?
Small World.
Small World.
Yeah, Small World is the easiest jump off of Risk for sure. I think
It
for a
is
lot of
literally
people.
like the combat system almost works the exact same way, right? Except
It's-
you're not
it's
rolling die.
easier because you're not rolling dice for the time, but you do still have a die, which you can roll at the
Oh,
end.
right. Yeah. With a
and
0,
it's-
1, or 2.
Yeah, 1, 0, 1, 2, or 3.
Oh, you get up to
I
30.
want to point
50%.
out too. I don't know what Bob was going to say. Well, I have a guess what Bob's going to say. What I was going to say though is I am kind of doing Risk / Axis and Allies. They're like
all right.
they're the same.
Oh, no. Axis and
Not
Allies.
the same.
I've played them both a lot. I'm just saying
Okay.
I understand Axis and Allies is a much better and deeper game.
Which Axis
but that's
and Allies
not
have
where
you
I would
played?
jump
Oh, boy.
Which
to.
Axis and Allies have you played?
It's when I was a kid. So,
So
who
you played the
knows?
crap version. Then.
Sure.
So
Which is still better than Risk.
it's still
what
better
I'm
than
saying
Risk,
is
but it's so
I'm
much
just saying I
better
thought you
now.
would jump straight to War Room or something. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I wouldn't jump straight to that, but I put Axis and Allies down. But
Yeah.
yes, War Room is another
Okay.
good
What's
one,
wrong with
which
a
is
kiss?
much more- Yeah. But yeah, no.
I just think it's
Same
too
thing.
similar.
It is not too similar.
I do think that.
I don't think that.
So if you haven't played Small World,
Because it's world
go
combat.
check it out.
Yeah, Small World's really good.
Better world combat.
It is.
You have different types of
Is
units.
it better enough to
It's
say, like, you
risk
need
with
to jump to this?
superpowers.
I would just skip it and go drastically better, is all I'm saying.
I would pick one of the variations of Axis and Allies that Bob would recommend, like one of the updated versions,
Yeah.
because there's a couple different.
Yeah, the 1942 version is like the best version.
Yeah.
And then, but they also have like, depending on player count, you can do just Pacific Theater, or they also have just the European one.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, for sure. I put
1942.
Kemet down also because I think
Yeah,
Kemet is a very solid territory
I
control
thought about
game.
listing one of those area control-y kind of Lords of Hellas kind of games.
Yeah,
I just didn't.
I think Kemet is like the purest as far as
It
that
is.
goes.
I just don't like it.
No, that's fair. That's totally
Cthulhu
fair.
Wars, yeah.
But if somebody liked Risk, I think I could get them to play Kemet pretty easily.
Yeah.
And then from there, you could branch into games that you like more.
Right.
Like,
I mean, there's. I always say. Again,
Like Rising
I
Sun
did not
or
list
Ankh
this,
or-
but I always say Twilight Imperium is Risk on acid. You're just like, hey,
right.
you want political risk? It's like it. But again, that is. My list is just me trying to find this soft spot where it's not like a tiny jump, like what I consider Risk to that. Same thing with like Risk Legacy, drastically different than Risk, but it's barely a jump up from Risk. I want to
Still
go a
has
bit
Risk in the
further. Yeah. But so that's why I wouldn't list Twilight Imperium.
Sure.
I think that's too much of a jump now. You're in a whole different ball game with that
Yeah,
one.
so the next one was the hardest one for me. And
Yep.
then when it occurred to me,
That it's
there
basically
could
the same
be
game.
no other. Candyland.
Oh, I didn't do Candyland.
Yeah, me either.
I
I did.
thought we agreed we weren't doing Candyland.
see-
Oh, I was doing Candyland.
I did Candyland too. But see,
Okay.
I got children.
Nobody
so
should ever play
little
Candyland
children.
again. Jeff.
I'm actually interested in hearing this because I
Okay,
don't know.
so what's your
I
what's
think
your
Candyland doesn't even really register as a game. It's because there are no decisions at all. It's the game
Roll,
plays itself.
move.
Roll,
Roll,
no, not roll.
move.
It's draw a card, move. There's no randomness
Oh,
except
no,
the
roll.
card.
Well, that
So-
is randomness.
Yeah, it's shuffled.
But there's
Well, unless you
there's no
shuffle like
skill.
Spencer
Yeah, there's
does.
no
Sure.
skill. You can pretend that there's skill with
Sure.
roll, but no. So I was like, how can I make it in the same vein of the theme? Unicorn Glitter Luck. It's a Haba game.
Okay.
it sounds
And it's
like
one
it.
you have these little unicorns, and then there's clouds, and they're trying to go from cloud to cloud to get to the end, and there are little cupcakes they're picking up along the way. And I'm like,
I'm hungry.
yeah,
I know.
I am too.
So Tim,
This is where
Yeah,
I put.
I haven't seen
perfect
that
for
one.
it.
This is where I put Talisman.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Talisman. You
'Cause
are
it's just pure
you're,
luck.
You're kind of on.
nonsense.
You're kind of on rails. In
Yeah.
a way. I'm not. You can.
Go backwards.
In Talisman, you have decisions to make, unlike Candyland necessarily. But you're going around. You run into different characters. You're doing kind of different things. I mean, you're not gonna like. Oh, I'm playing Candyland maybe with Jeff, but I'm not gonna play Candyland with my daughter and then go. Oh, we're gonna play Talisman next. No, we might play that Batman one,
Oh, yeah.
but just for the theme.
Once you understand the rules.
Yeah, rule book, not great. But anyways, yeah. I mean, we talked about Talisman already, but yeah. So how about this? Was so easy. Battleship.
Battleship was the easiest one on the list.
yep.
Battleship is, again, so I say Twilight Imperium is Risk on acid. I tell everyone Captain Sonar is Battleship on acid. That's
Same.
yeah.
Captain Sonar.
Right. Did you do Battleship?
I couldn't think of
Okay.
something.
And I
Yeah.
also wrote any hidden movement game.
Yeah, it does lend itself a little bit toward.
True.
hidden
Yes.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, not necessarily any hidden movement
No,
game,
I mean,
but
yeah.
like Letters from Whitechapel.
You're right. Whitehall Mystery would be a good
Yeah.
jump from Battleship. That's true. I think
Ooh, hit.
I don't think they're similar in any way, except that again, my weird thing is I do think if someone really loves Battleship for some reason, I do think they would really like Whitehall Mystery. I do think that.
I do like
but
Battleship, but there's just other games that are so much
but,
better now. Like I'll play Battleship with my kids. But
Sure.
Going straight, especially because it's cheap, it's probably maybe cheaper than Battleship. They're probably close.
What, Sonar?
Going straight to Sonar from Battleship, I think is a massive upgrade
Yeah.
for such an easy change.
Yeah,
You'll learn
2
it
to-
easily.
2 to 4
It's-
players,
Yeah, it's
right?
great to play 2 to 4 instead of just 2. Yeah, and it feels like a 4-player game. It's not just like we're splitting. You can play Battleship 4 players. No, you're
Yeah.
not. You're
Oh,
just
your
splitting
turn.
the ships.
Yeah.
E7. Okay, my
But
turn. E7.
and then going from Sonar to Captain Sonar is the bigger jump, and
Right.
fantastic games. If you
Right.
can get 8 people together for a game night, there's no reason you don't
Oh,
already
Captain
have
Sonar
Captain
is so much
Sonar.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've got to be able to handle the chaos.
I still haven't played.
Oh, Captain
If you're
Sonar.
doing a game night with 8 people, you're probably used to handling chaos.
You should be. Should
Let's
be.
play an 8-player game of Codenames
Uh,
and all relax
At the
quietly.
time I had 9 people over.
and
like,
and
how can we
another
all play?
really oh wait, did you have something else?
You're good.
No, another
stop.
really easy one was Pictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, super easy. I have
Yeah.
2 for this one.
I have one for this.
I just
one.
wrote one.
Yeah, did everyone write Telestrations?
Yeah. Yep.
Tell us
Yeah, super easy. What did you write?
I wrote Pictomania.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Pictomania is
yeah.
good.
Yeah. That's a
So
great one.
just explain really quick. Telestrations is like Pictionary, but everyone's going at the same time and rotating your pictures, and so it's like
It's telephone.
It's telephone.
telephone
and
Tim
Pictionary.
draws something. I then have to write down what I think it is. I hand that to Spencer.
And
who
I draw
draws what
what
I wrote, and then he hands it that. But we're all doing that
Oh,
at the
it's-
same time.
Yeah.
It's so
such a good
much
game.
fun.
Yeah, there's a party pack or family pack version. There's an after dark version.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty out there for telestrations.
Yeah.
What is yours?
Pictomania is so there's 2 cards, and then everybody gets a combination of cards because they'll have symbols on them and numbers, right? So everybody's getting a combination, so everybody's drawing something different. And then as you're drawing your thing, and everybody else is drawing something different, then you have to try to guess what each person's thing is.
Right. So the faster you finish drawing, the faster you can guess.
Correct. Although some people will just wait to see what people are doing and then guess and then draw theirs.
Those are called evil
but then once you're done with all that, because you're like, oh, I think that's the star and the 2, so I'll put the star or 2 down on their thing. So that's how you make your guesses, and then you do them like in order. So if you're the first one to guess, you get more points. Second one to guess gets fewer points, and so on and so forth. And then you get points for guessing everybody's
Right.
thing. And then if people don't guess yours, then you don't get points because you want people to guess your drawing. So you
Right.
don't want to just like, oh, that's my thing. What the heck is it? Nobody can tell. No,
Right.
you want people to guess.
Right.
Because the more people that guess it correctly, you get points for that too.
Cool.
So.
My second one, again, a slight twist on this, but if you like, Pictionary, you like drawing games and stuff like that, again, Telestrations is an easy one. What if you played like Telestrations, but there was a hidden trader? Right, so I went to
yeah.
a fake artist goes
Yeah,
to New
fake
York.
artist.
I think
I was
that's
that
so
was the other one I was
terrible at
talking
this
about.
the
Yeah.
one time I played it.
So this is you. Everyone gets it's kind of Spyfall, right? If you've played
Right.
Spyfall, everyone gets a card that has a thing on it. One person's card has nothing on it, and then
I have.
you draw one line at a time. So I draw a line, and then someone else draws a line, and then everyone gets to draw 2 lines, and then you have to guess who the traitor is, who didn't know what
didn't
they
know
were
what we were
doing.
drawing.
They were just kind of trying to fit in.
It's like Detective Club with
Yeah, Detective Club.
Exactly. Well,
with
yeah.
drawing.
Again, they're all kind of like Spyfall was the 1st one that I
Yeah.
played is like that. And then if you guess the traitor can have one guess at to what it is, and if they're right, they get points. And then it's just whoever has points at the end of the game wins. The
I
most
played
points
this
at
one
the end.
time. I am so bad at drawing that everybody assumed I was the traitor every time.
I don't see how being bad at drawing can matter in this one, only because, well, it depends on if you're
I will
playing
tell
the
you
game right.
that that's what happened.
Well, what I'm saying is a lot of people when they play this game, they like. And it's just like, hey, stop, you're giving too much away. The whole point of
Right.
fake artists is you're supposed to draw like a curved line.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't really be a bad artist at a curved line,
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert. You can.
But so fake artist I thought was an interesting, if you like that.
I might have been
know.
imbibing at the time as well. It was not going well.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any more?
No.
Okay, I have 3 more games.
For Telestrate, for Pictionary?
to
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
hit me
yeah.
with it.
See if we can
So-
come up with something.
chess.
Anything.
There's the main one for chess. Again, abstract strategy games. Are there any abstract strategy games you like that you think feel enough like chess?
Anything.
that you-
Oh, wait. Not what I would rather
Yeah.
play than chess.
Right.
My
Yeah,
bad.
Nope.
I finally played one earlier. I would have listed it anyway because everyone would agree that this is the replacement for chess, but I finally played it and I agree. Onitama
Oh, I
is
haven't played
it's a chess type game, but the board is way smaller. And the interesting thing is, so I have 2 movement. There's a stack of movement cards. At the beginning game, I get 2, my opponent gets 2, and there's 1 in the middle. On my turn, I play one of my movement cards and move one of my pieces according to that movement, and then swap it with the one in the middle. Now I have these 2 movement cards. So my opponent knows exactly what moves I can make on my next turn. And then when he takes his turn, he passes it out for the middle. So every other round, we are switching one of the cards to our opponent as well.
Marvel United.
For chess?
Yeah.
Santorini.
Okay.
No, just because you know what your program
It's
move
abstract
is.
strategy at least.
Santorini is abstract
program
strategy.
movement.
Well, now
moving
you're comparing it
someone
to
around.
Onitama, not
You ever played
chess.
it?
Chess isn't program movement.
So in Santorini, there's 2 players, and you're
Yep.
moving around, and you're building up a little city around it. And
That's
going
almost
up
more
and down
checkers.
levels. Well, yeah, but,
But
you
yes.
gotta-
That would also be an option for replacing chess.
the idea is you're trying to trap the other person,
Right.
so that they can't move because
Yeah,
you can only go up
Santorini's
one
a
level.
cute little game. Yeah.
I'm
What
going
else
to do
you got?
one more weird one, and then the one that we should have had on this list from the very beginning. Dominoes is a classic
Oh,
that people
King
used
Domino.
to love. King Domino is the obvious answer here. Queen Domino is evidently
Haven't
more
played?
gamey.
Yeah,
I haven't
sure.
played it either. It's evidently more gamey.
Sure.
King Domino is a bit basic, but you are like drafting domino tiles, then building your area.
I
here
really
and
like King
scoring
Domino.
at the
Domino
end.
too.
Yeah, I think it's really good. And there's lots of little things hidden in the
Yeah,
art.
so much cool.
Look closely at all the
They're
tiles.
funny.
But I think I figured everyone would kind of agree. Dominoes gets replaced by King Domino if you like dominoes that much. Okay, guys, this is the obvious one. You guys are going to have a million things to say about this one. It should have been on our list at the very beginning. Guys, Yahtzee. A lot of people like Yahtzee.
Oh, well.
There's so many things to replace
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
King of Tokyo's Yahtzee.
King of Tokyo is a super obvious one. That was the first thing I wrote
That would be
down.
my favorite one to do. I would prefer that over Dice Throne.
Yep.
Which is Dice Throne is
Yep,
the
that's
big
the
one
one.
now. That's the one.
I like Thanos Rising. You're trying to get
That's the
sets of-
same mechanic. I haven't
Yeah,
played
it's similar.
Similar.
Not the same, but similar
Like-
because you're rolling dice.
Yep,
I
trying
mean,
to get 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind, or if you get 5 of a kind, you can unlock something else. So
it's
things
also like
that.
Elder
Dice Miner.
Sign.
Yeah.
Elder Sign.
Dice Miner, you're right, has
Dice
Yahtzee.
Miner.
You're right.
I like Dice Miner too.
The other
That's a good
obvious one for me is Bang the Dice Game.
Sure.
Again, you'll notice a lot of mine are, here's an option. Also, do you like Hidden Traders? That's
Also, like, how can I get one of the Bane games in here? Here we go.
No, but Bang the Dice
all of his
Game.
game
Bang the Dice Game is a fantastic social deduction game that's basically Yahtzee with social deduction.
I thought of
in it.
one for chess.
Uh-huh.
Garinto.
Garinto.
thought
Oh
about
yeah, I
that
mean it's
too.
abstract strategy, 100%. It doesn't
You're-
play like
I
chess
mean,
at all,
but-
but
but
if you
you-
like abstract strategy,
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
tile
it's
placement.
also spatial.
right,
Sure.
right. It matters where you place. Inertia.
Inertia.
That's
Sure,
right.
Should be
another
good for
abstract.
chess.
That's not out yet, but we do cover it on
Yeah.
our
Yeah,
channel.
inertia is a good one for chess.
Yeah. So also just because it's basically Bang the Dice Game. Cult of the Deep.
Yes.
Which
Okay,
comes out
I'm
soon.
excited for that.
is
Yeah,
another
that's gonna be
one.
shipping soon.
But yeah, I can't believe we didn't have Yahtzee on the list. I was like,
Yeah,
I almost
Yahtzee should have been
messaged
on the
you
list.
guys to talk about it just because there's so many amazing games that have replaced Yahtzee. That's my thing. But
Yeah, a ton of great games that have replaced Yahtzee.
So if you
for
like
sure.
all these old games, like step into the new.
time to
man.
upgrade,
yeah,
man.
Upgrade, man.
Yeah. Well, even more importantly, because if you're watching this, you probably
already have
don't.
games.
But
Yeah.
if you need ideas to get your family members
Yeah.
that like these old
Exactly.
games,
That's what I was gonna say.
This is
Take
where we're
these
at.
ideas to them
So
and be like,
don't get them Twilight Imperium.
Right.
yeah, that's another.
I mean, you could.
Yeah,
probably
no.
don't buy them Talisman.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But I would say Mask of the Red Death for sure.
Yeah, spend the $400.
That's
No
not that
kidding.
expensive. No.
No, it's hard to get though.
It's
It's,
just-
not
it's
400.
just-
Small World, Fantastic Film.
It's just a
family
small
game.
print run
Okay.
kind of game.
Sure.
But yeah.
It's not worth as much as it's listed as, but it's a great game.
yeah. If you can find it MSRP or the lower,
Of course.
buy it without question.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway.
I tried really hard to find something to replace Mousetrap, and I couldn't do it.
Oh, Mousetrap.
Yeah, I tried really hard. I was like, what's a game that has a lot of like weird gimmicks in it that you're just like doing
Right.
for fun?
Steampunk Rally.
I was about to say that.
Okay, there you go then. There you
Steampunk
go.
Rally.
I couldn't think of
Because
it.
different things are going to trigger
You
and
all
like
fall off the
yeah.
Galaxy Trucker? Does anything
Galaxy
fall off?
Trucker.
That's pretty good.
Galaxy
That's
Trucker.
pretty good. Just
So
nonsense chaos is gonna happen. Have fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, don't get attached to this.
That's a good one.
That's what that game should be subtitled. Don't be attached because it won't be attached. For too long.
that became actually good at the end.
So, have you guys something for Scrabble?
No, I wrote that down.
Oh,
but
sure,
there's just-
Letter Jam. I
There's
mean,
so
there's-
many word games that I haven't played, so I just
Yeah, Nitwit. I guess Nitwit isn't the same, but
I was
Nitwit.
trying to think of a word game I played.
Yeah.
Like I really like the way Word on the Street looks, but I haven't played it. You know, so I don't have
Yeah,
anything.
Letter Jam is really good. You could do that's.
Again, just a slight change at the end there because I've talked about this before. There's so many people out there with loved ones. Has this ever happened to you? Right? So
Right.
they have loved ones that like love these like Candy
Old-
Crush games
yeah.
and stuff like this. We're getting into video games now. I understand, but I always say when you like those Candy Crush games, get your family Potion Explosion. They're gonna love
Yeah.
it, man.
Yeah.
It does the same thing. It's short. It's fun. It's pretty. You know, again, this is like mobile stuff now, but there are so many people out there who like, oh, I don't like board games or I don't play video games. They're for losers. Candy Crush, and it's just like get them Potion Explosion. You'll get them playing every day.
Right. All right. Well, hopefully
done a
that
good
has
job.
helped.
Yeah.
We have covered a ton of
Many,
games. We've thrown a ton out there.
Oh, man.
They're all good. You could have a good time with all of them, really, unless you hate Talisman. Some people
Right.
do.
That's
It can-
definitely
That's kind of
not a big fan of
Talisman is kind of like
People are.
Talisman's kind of like the Munchkin of this list, where everybody's like, ugh. But I like both in their own,
right.
for their own time. Anyways, please check out all the other channels that you will find on the Game Talk Network. There's the Pokemon Rundown, the Minis Rundown, right? Miniature Rundown. So check them out, see what they're doing, see if any of that interests you, because we're trying to cover everything. As Dan said earlier, we've got a Discord. You should jump on there. It's a great way to chat with us. We're going to be asking, for topic ideas and things like that.
Yeah.
We want to see pictures of games you've been playing. So we're really going to try to foster a community over there. And always check out our friends at the Board Game Mechanics. Jason and Katie are pretty okay. They do a weekly podcast. Jason cranks out videos all the time on the YouTube channel. And also they have a great Facebook community, hashtag The Riveted. And they keep it all pretty friendly and light and happy over there. So I think that's it, guys, right?
That's it, guys, right?
So, yeah.
For the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
I've been Bob.
I've been Spencer.
I was Dan.
We'll see you next time.
I thought you were going to mention Letters from White Castle.
Letters from
Letters
White
from White
Castle?
Castle. Sorry, not White Castle.
Letters from White Castle?
Sorry, not.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.